Welcome to PM Mastery Lab, where we make project management easy to understand with practical, real-world examples. Today, we're diving into one of the most common questions in project management. What's the difference between Agile and Waterfall? These two approaches are everywhere, whether you're preparing for a certification, sitting in an interview, or just trying to keep up at work. But the differences can be confusing. In this video, I'll break down Agile and Waterfall using simple, relatable examples so you can finally understand how they work and when to use each one. Start with Waterfall, one of the oldest and most traditional project management methods. In Waterfall, the project moves through a series of steps in a fixed order. You start by gathering requirements, then move to design, followed by development, testing, and finally delivery. Each phase must be finished before the next one begins. This means you need to plan everything in detail right at the start. Once you finish a phase, going back to make changes is difficult and often costly. That's why Waterfall projects require thorough planning and documentation from the very beginning. Make Waterfall easier to understand. Let's use a real-life example: building a house. Before any construction starts, the architect creates a complete design, the budget is set, materials are ordered, and all permits are secured. Only then does the construction begin. Step-by-step: foundation, structure, electrical, plumbing, painting, and finally finishing touches. Now imagine if the homeowner suddenly wants to add another floor after the structure is built. At that point, making changes is complicated and expensive. That's exactly how Waterfall works. Everything is planned up front and changes later on are tough. Waterfall is best suited for projects where requirements are clear and unlikely to change. Think of industries like construction, aerospace, infrastructure, or government contracts. In these fields, strict planning, documentation, and compliance are essential. Waterfall's structured approach ensures that every detail is accounted for before work begins, making it ideal for projects where changes are rare and safety or regulations are critical. If you know exactly what needs to be done from the start, Waterfall can help you deliver predictable results. Now let's talk about Agile, a more modern and flexible way to manage projects. Unlike Waterfall, Agile breaks the project into small, manageable cycles called iterations or sprints. In each cycle, the team plans a small piece of work, builds it, tests it, gathers feedback, and then improves the product. This process repeats, allowing teams to adapt quickly to changes in customer feedback. Agile is all about flexibility and continuous improvement, making it a popular choice in fast-changing environments. Let's use a real-life example to explain Agile: developing a mobile app. Instead of building the entire app at once, the team releases features step by step. For instance, the first sprint might focus on the user login system, the next on payment integration, then notifications, and later an improved user interface. After each release, users give feedback and the team makes improvements in the next cycle. This way, the app gets better with every sprint, and the team can quickly respond to what users want. Waterfall model is called sequential because each phase must be completed before the next one begins. This approach is similar to following a recipe step by step. You can't bake the cake before you mix the ingredients. This structure helps teams stay organized, but also means that any mistakes or missed requirements early on can be costly to fix later. One of the hallmarks of Waterfall is the emphasis on detailed planning at the start. Teams spend significant time gathering requirements and designing the solution before any development begins. This upfront effort aims to minimize surprises and ensure everyone knows exactly what to do. However, it also means that if requirements change, adapting can be very challenging. Waterfall's biggest advantage is predictability. Everyone knows what to expect and when. This makes it easier to manage large teams and complex projects. However, the downside is inflexibility. If something changes or goes wrong, it can be difficult and expensive to adjust. That's why Waterfall is best for projects with stable requirements. Industries like construction, aerospace, and government often use Waterfall because they require strict documentation and compliance. These projects typically have clear goals, fixed budgets, and little room for change. Waterfall's step-by-step approach helps ensure that nothing is missed and that all safety or regulatory requirements are met. Agile is designed for flexibility. Instead of planning everything up front, Agile teams work in short cycles, delivering small pieces of the project and improving them based on feedback. This approach is perfect for projects where requirements are likely to change or where customer input is valuable throughout the process. In Agile, work is divided into sprints, short, focused periods where the team completes a set of tasks. At the end of each sprint, the team reviews what they've built, gathers feedback, and plans the next sprint. This cycle repeats until the project is complete, allowing for continuous improvement and quick adaptation to new ideas or requirements. Agile's main advantage is its adaptability. Teams can quickly respond to feedback and changing requirements, making it ideal for fast-paced industries like software development. However, Agile can be challenging if the team isn't used to frequent changes or if stakeholders expect a fixed plan from the start. Agile is especially popular in software development, marketing, and startups, anywhere fast change and customer feedback are important. These industries benefit from Agile's ability to deliver value quickly and adjust direction as needed, keeping the project aligned with user needs. The biggest difference between Agile and Waterfall is flexibility. Waterfall locks in the plan early and follows it strictly, while Agile welcomes change and adapts as the project progresses. This makes Agile better for projects where requirements are uncertain or likely to evolve. Another key difference is how and when the product is delivered. In Waterfall, the final product is delivered at the end of the project. In Agile, small working increments are delivered throughout, allowing users to see progress and provide feedback along the way. Choosing between Agile and Waterfall depends on your project's needs. If you need strict control, detailed documentation, and predictable outcomes, Waterfall is a good fit. If you need to adapt quickly and value customer feedback, Agile is likely the better choice. Sometimes a mix of both, called a hybrid approach, works best. Many organizations today use a hybrid approach combining elements of both Agile and Waterfall. For example, they might use Waterfall for initial planning and documentation, then switch to Agile for development and delivery. This allows them to benefit from the strengths of both methods. One of Waterfall's defining features is its focus on documentation. Every phase produces detailed documents that guide the next steps. This is especially important in industries where compliance and traceability are critical. Documentation helps ensure that everyone is on the same page and that the project meets all requirements. Agile places a strong emphasis on customer collaboration. Teams work closely with stakeholders, gathering feedback after each iteration. This ongoing communication helps ensure that the final product truly meets user needs and can adapt to changing expectations. In Waterfall, managing changes is a formal process. Any change request must be reviewed, approved, and documented. This helps control scope and budget but can slow down the project if changes are frequent or urgent. Agile is built to embrace change. Teams expect requirements to evolve and are ready to adjust their plans at the end of each sprint. This makes Agile ideal for projects where innovation and flexibility are key to success. Because Waterfall plans everything up front, it's easier to estimate timelines and budgets. This predictability is valuable for projects with strict deadlines or limited resources. However, if something unexpected happens, adjusting the plan can be difficult. Agile teams deliver small working pieces of the project regularly. This means users can start using parts of the product early and provide feedback. Continuous delivery helps ensure the project stays on track and meets user needs as they evolve. Both Agile and Waterfall have their place in project management. The key is understanding the strengths and limitations of each and choosing the approach that fits your project's needs. Whether you value structure and predictability or flexibility and rapid feedback, knowing when to use each method will help you deliver successful projects. To wrap up, Waterfall is structured, sequential, and driven by upfront planning. Agile is flexible, iterative, and driven by feedback. Understanding both approaches helps project managers choose the right strategy for each project. The key is to match the method to the project's needs, ensuring the best possible outcome for your team and stakeholders. If you're interested in mastering project management concepts explained in simple, practical ways, make sure to check out more from PM Mastery Lab. We regularly share videos on project management fundamentals, Agile and Scrum concepts, PMP exam tips, and real-world project examples. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.